So the next big decision I had to make today is, what do I do with this? Now, I just put out a video on this, right? Telling everybody who was worthy of a plus 15 ticket Mola-wise. I stayed up last night with my friends until about 3 in the morning. I've got to stop doing that. Going over my account and trying to decide for myself. And even though I did a whole ass video to try to help people figure it out, I was still struggling to figure it out. And then I came up with an angle I hadn't thought of before for using this ticket. So, for example, I got this Abyssal Euphine, right? Pretty good Abyssal Euphine for the defensive thing, right? But she's got no imprints at all. And I've got this green Euphine, who's at S imprint. If I take this green Euphine, and yeah, she's plus 15, all that mole is going away. But if I take this plus 15 green Euphine and shove her into the Abyssal Euphine, traumatize her into the Abyssal Euphine, that'll give me a double S Abyssal Euphine. It literally takes her to 2100 defense. And then I can use the plus 15 ticket to get myself a plus 15 Euphine back, because I'm not using Euphine. And her imprint is crit chance, though. It's a pretty solid imprint. If I was going to use green Euphine, getting some defense for crit chance, that feels kind of bad, but it would let me do it. Don't worry. Look at her. I got her panicked. Calm down, Euphine. It's okay. It's okay. Go eat some bread. I could do that. I have got a Empyrean Ilanov sitting here, who is A imprint. Yeah, this one. A imprint. I could take Fire Ilanov, and I've also got one in storage too, by the way. So I could take her, and I could take that A imprint up to an S or double S if I use that one in storage, and then I could get myself a plus 15 Ilanov. And you might say, like, who wants a freaking plus 15 Ilanov? It's like, well, I do after she gets a buff. Who wanted a plus 15 Mort before the buff? Don't say it can't happen. So I looked at Lone Wolf Para, who's got no imprints at all. And then I took a peek at my not used very often Para, who's at S. That would take my Lone Wolf Para up to double S, and I could pull a plus 15 Para to replace her. Now, I'm not recommending you do these changes. I can see the comments now. Oh, me, Para's good. Don't get rid of Euphine. I use her all the time. Ilanov's the best. Nobody's going to say that one. But you get what I'm saying, right? You can look at your units. You can say, you know what? Maybe I want to get a plus 15 Faithless Lidica, but I don't really care about attack on her. She's just there, you know, to control people, to restrict, for her debuffs, for pushing people to the back of the line, for her defense breaks. I'm not really caring so much about the attack. My Lidica, so I can take my S imprint Lidica and I can shove her into Blooming Lidica. You thought I was going to say Faithless, didn't you? I could shove her into Blooming Lidica and instantly make my Blooming Lidica triple S. An HP scaling, you make her triple S and then pick up a plus 15 Fire Lidica with the ticket. So that is another angle that I hadn't discussed before, and it's one that I think I'm going to do for a few units. I made a freaking spreadsheet with all the units that I have, how their imprints would affect them, and so I could look at it and go, yeah, you know what? I don't use that unit anymore. I don't use Euphine anymore. I don't use Fire Lidica for damage. I don't use Para at all. So that might be another angle you hadn't thought of, and another way to look at your units if you're one of those people like me who pretty much has everything except maybe like a Teu or a Kawaric. Units that you don't really want to go ahead and bother using your play. You don't want to drop your plus 15 ticket on an Ervelin, even though it's the only unit you're missing. I get it. So maybe you could look at your limited units. Maybe you could look at your ML units and think, what if I used this unit as an imprint and then picked a plus 15 back up to use them at base imprint, or to keep them at plus 15 because their kit technically deserves it, and maybe they'll be on the next balance patch. And of course, the final is, I don't think you should use these tickets at all if you can wait. Of course, the ones that we've claimed early, if you don't claim them, that's ideal. But if you do claim them, you're on a timer. You got to use them. But at least the last two, you should be able to see what the balance patch is going to do to Mui and Lilibet and units like that to see if they're worthy of the tickets as well. So try to hold off on claiming these until you've had time to figure it out, because as soon as you claim it to your mailbox, now you're on a timer as to when you can use it. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Just a something we came up with last night. Right now, guys, I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to do the Ilanov one and get my Empyrean Ilanov bulked up a little bit. I am leaning towards changing Blooming Lidica into a triple S. It's not much. It gets her to like 24k health, I think. So it's like 1,000, it's like 1,200-1,300 extra health. The Abyssal Euphine, I think I'll do. I don't know. I'm back and forth on it, right? Crit chance is such a good imprint for Euphine. And the problem is Euphine's, I think anybody that tells you Euphine is good right now just doesn't have Jacko. Because she really is just shittier Jacko. But maybe I'm not seeing the, you know, how good Euphine can be. But I, you know, they would let me take my Abyssal Euphine to 2,100 defense, which would be nice. It's a little something, but I keep going back and forth on it. And I think one of them that I might just pick up to pick them up is freaking Fenris. Because surely they'll buff him again, right? Surely he'll get something. Anyway, I have to make that decision tonight at some point in time. Hey, Tristen, why do I keep doubles of the ML units in general? Some of them I like having two of. Having a really fast Zeo that I can speed contest with is useful. And having a slower Zeo that I can Zeo trap with and fool people into thinking he's the fastest unit when it's really someone else is nice. Having an Abyssal Euphine who can lifesteal and solo and carry through fights and do insane damage versus a protection set Euphine who should be on Arius, who can sit there and tank and ruin people's lives is really, really nice. Having a really good Fallen Cecilia and then having a damaged Fallen Cecilia is stupid because nobody uses a damaged Fallen Cecilia, but I had a second one, so what else am I going to do with her? Having an Empyrean Ilanov who is super, super, super bulky and just sits there with protection set and never dies so that her status effect can be in place forever. And then having a damaged DPS Ilanov who can fight through fights and help solo teams. It gives me flexibility and versatility when I'm drafting. There are situations where I see what my enemy's picking and I go, huh, okay, I'm tanking down. And there's situations where I go, huh, okay, I'm just doing anti-cleave. Shit, back in the day, I had an injury bellion, a counter bellion. No, I had injury bellion, a speed bellion, and a counter bellion. That ship's kind of sailed, but so there are certain units where a dupe of the ML is useful. And there are other units like Blood Moon Haste, where you say, stop it, game. Stop it. Stop. I've got enough Blood Moon Hastes. Can you stop giving me haste? You know, it's something disturbing that I found out. You guys all know about my rat infestation, right? How I've gotten 16 shoes so far. It's right. It's gone up from 15 since the last time you guys saw. 16 shoes so far. It's a whole ass rat infestation here. And even her ML version, I picked up 2 of her. But did you guys know that I've gotten 13 of this rat? He's trying to catch up. And he's every bit as much of a rat as Shu is. So altogether, I've gotten over 30 rats from this game. It's time to stop Smilegate. And yet I'm sitting here with ML Para with no imprints. It's not fair. It's not right.